Have you ever wondered what goes on a sewing retreat? Well, I've got the perfect vlog for you. I've just come back from a 7-day retreat with 4 other sewing vloggers and an amazing sewing critic as well. I've done a Big Brother style sewing vlog and I'm going to reveal all the juicy gossip and secrets that happened on our retreat. So grab yourself a cuppa or a stiff drink, kick your slippers off and let's see what we all got up to.
It's day 1 in the Sewing Retreat house.
Look at the amazing cottage that we're going to be staying in for our sewing vlogger retreat and whiz around to the amazing view that we're going to be looking out at every day when we're doing our sewing. What more could we ask for? This is going to be an amazing sewing week. So let's meet the house guests, shall we? There's me, of course, Gemini Stitches, Christine. Can't wait to get in on the act on this sewing vlogger Big Brother house. And then there's Sam from Sequin Girlie Creates. There's also Laura from So Very Laura. Then there are 2 other vloggers and a sewing critic who I've never met in my life. So there is Julie from Julie Sews Her Own Clothes. There's Kate from Ripper Seams. And last but not least, we've got Mary, our esteemed sewing critic. So let's have a tour of the property that we're all going to be holed up in for a week of sewing fun. So what do we think? It looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it? The table was fit for purpose. It sat 14 people, so plenty of room for 6 avid sewers to sit and sew at comfortably all day. We then had the snug, or as I called it, the Big Brother diary room, and we also had a separate lounge where we set our swaps table up. Perfecto. So I sent everybody to the diary room with a question to be answered. So let's see what they thought of day 1's question. Why did you come on the sewing retreat?
Good morning, Big Brother. Okay, 2 reasons. 1, to have time to spend more time with some people that I've got to know, but life just goes by in a rush, and I wanted to just get to know people on a deeper level. And 2, because just to have some really concentrated time to do some hard, tricky patterns, which I find difficult, Big Brother, in my everyday life because I'm sewing in between.
Okay, so I came on the sewing retreat because I am a solo sewist. And when I mean solo, like even my sewing room isn't in the rest of the house, it's separate. I spend all of my time sewing on my own. I'm also a little bit knackered from work, so having a little bit of time to myself doing something that I really love. It took me a nanosecond to decide I wanted to come when Sam invited me.
Good morning, Big Brother. So, I've got a really nice answer to this one. I had some sad family circumstances in November, and Sam, Sequin Girlie, reached out to me and said she thought it might be what I needed, a nice breakaway with the girls sewing, and it's proved absolutely right.
Good morning, Big Brother. They've told me to say this. I'm the add-on. Everybody else is a vlogger. What can I tell you about the world of vlogging? It's deep. It's evil. No, it's not really. I must admit, the camaraderie, the encouragement, the mutual interest is something that spurs on all sewists, I feel. And it's interesting to see how people approach it differently. Sam, Sequin Girlie, is like an ever-ready bunny. So I think it's interesting to see and appreciate that this actually doesn't matter.
Good morning, Big Brother. You've got questions? Let me answer them. So I came so I could cut my fabric out without having dogs walking all over it. That's the that is definitely the number one reason. The other reason is a really great opportunity to hang out with like-minded people with the same hobby, who are all different skill levels, are mostly pretty damn good at what they do. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to be around such wonderful sewers, lovely people as well, which is an added bonus.
Good morning, Big Brother. I came on to meet all the other vloggers who I adore and watch and feel like I know them in person, but never actually met them. I've met Sam before, but I hadn't met Julie, I hadn't met Kate, I hadn't met, oh yes, I had met Laura, and the lovely Mary, who doesn't vlog, has been absolutely amazing. So
It's day 2 in the Sewing Retreat house.
And yesterday I sewed the Aspen dress. And what a catastrophe that one was. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. I've got the baby on and I'm going to step back and then you can see why fabric godmother patterns, in my opinion, are not made for a petite frame in any way, shape or form. I feel like I've got a sack on. So I'll step back and show you what I'm going on about. Give me a sec. Look at this baby. Is that big? Or what? It's mahoosive around the middle. I know it's not meant to be fitted, but there's a good few inches need taking out of this for me to feel like I can wear it without looking like a sack. The sleeves are shortened and they're still too wide and too long. Yeah, I love the zip. Proud of my pink zip and proud of my top stitching on the pockets. And also extremely proud of the embroidery that I've done along the bottom of the skirt. But it's just, there's just too much of it. There's just too much dress. So I'm going to try and save it. So I'm going to take the skirt off, and then the plan is to take some in at the sides to get rid of some of all this. I'm thinking I'm going to put elastic through the sleeves, and then that will bring them up and create a little puff sleeve. I might put a couple of darts in the back to give that a little bit of shape and just basically make it a lot smaller. What 3 things would you say are essentials to bring with you?
Things that I've used the most. Okay, things I've used the most were, funnily enough, my fabric marking pens. I've been asked those a lot as well, just because when you need to mark certain points, those are definitely something I've used an awful lot this weekend. I've used both the water soluble ones and the heat ones, and yeah, they've been absolutely a godsend. I would say a hand sewing needle. That's probably the number one thing I've been asked for as well, a hand sewing needle. Luckily I had lots of those available, and I have used them myself. I had some hand stitching to do on my honey top, and I also had to put the buttons on, a few other bits and pieces. So I would say that. Oh, the third one is the correct sewing machine foot. I forgot my main standard sewing machine foot.
Sense of humour. I think you need to be prepared to work as a team. So I would say the emotional things as much as anything, because everybody was prepared to lend everybody something. I have, for various reasons, a large stock of Gutterman's thread. I was happy to bring that and share.
Obviously, your sewing machine, a sense of humour would be good, because the laughs we've had this week have been brilliant. And the third thing to bring on a sewing retreat, lots of sewing. Make sure you bring more garments than you think you want to make, so that you've got some choices if things go wrong.
I would have liked to, I think it's really essential to bring something to help you see what you're doing if you need to be really precise. And at home I've got a little desk light and it's got a magnifying glass in it, so it makes life a lot easier to unpick. So that's the first thing I'd say it's essential to bring with you. Second thing I would say is you end up with more kind of clutter around you than you think you might have. So I would say it's worth having a couple of spare bags that you can kind of chuck unfinished projects in. And the third thing I'd say you should bring with you is your sense of humour, because there's lots of fun and laughter.
I think the essential things to bring with you is your ability to read the room, because not everybody's in the same mood as you are, and actually at a different point. So I was feeling really bursting with energy yesterday, and I had to contain it because I could see someone else in the room was really trying to follow instructions and get the instructions in their head on a new garment. So I had to hold that to myself, where when I sew on my own, if I want to be a little bit extravagant and dance around the room and sing to myself because I'm excited about a seam that I've made, which I do quite often, I've got no one to disturb. So I think reading the room, definitely that. A range of threads, I would say take a little bit of time, even if you don't know what you're going to sew up, bring the threads that match your fabrics, but bring the equipment that you really enjoy using. And the other thing, it actually was my fall down cutting table, because I didn't get time to prepare all of my garments in advance. I really struggle, my shoulders and my neck struggle when I'm stooping over a low table.
Good morning, big brother. Number one, your cut off bits of fabrics. If you make a mistake or you forget a facing, you've got it. Number two, enough underwear. And number three, probably more projects than you think you need.
It's day 3 in the Sewing Retreat house.
Well, by now we were all getting just a little bit sewing crazy. We'd sewed up a storm and needed a little break. So we decided to treat ourselves to a yummy scrummy Sunday lunch out. We sewed in the morning and had a late lunch about 3 o'clock. We went to a lovely pub that Sam found called the Holt Fleet, which was right on the River Severn. Some pics of the Holt Fleet will be popping up because it was absolutely stunning. They also did a yummy afternoon tea, but we resisted that and we all stuck with the Sunday roast. And oh my goodness, was it a Sunday roast? You need to starve yourself for a week, I reckon, to be able to eat all the food that they brought out on those plates. They were massive, but really nice as well. So we all dug in and enjoyed a little bit of a break from the sewing room, and then went back, regrouped, and did a little bit more sewing again. So Sunday, a little bit of a rest day, because Sunday is traditionally a day of rest. Did you forget anything, and who came to your rescue?
Who came to your rescue? And no, I don't think I actually forgot anything. Apart from energy and enthusiasm, which, as I say, has come to me after 5 days.
I did forget something, but I've also forgotten what I forgot. But I do know a couple of people have given me bits and bobs. I have to come back. I might remember at the end what that actually was.
Did I forget anything? Oh, I don't know if I count it as forget anything, but I don't have some sewing tools because I'm one of those sewists that's self-taught and have never had like a set kit. So actually borrowing things and learning from other people what are useful things to have. So things like I had a try of the clapper that someone's got, I've never had one. I used some great like iron away pens that Kate had, some duckbill scissors, things that I will be putting on my list. So rather than forgetting, it was about learning and thinking what else I might like.
Did I forget anything? Did I forget anything? No, I don't think I did. I don't think I've asked anybody for anything. I might be wrong. Christy, do tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't think I forgot anything that mattered, apart from possibly my sewing brain, and lots of people came to my rescue for that. I don't think I actually forgot anything that I needed in order to sew, no.
I forgot one of the fundamental things you should always have in your sewing kit, and that is a seam ripper. I undid that many seams this week, and the lovely Julie came to my rescue with her spare seam ripper.
It's day 4 in the Sewing Retreat house.
Is this absolutely scrummy Alba jacket from Sinclair Patterns. Now I love Sinclair because they cater for the midgets amongst us like me, and you can print out 3 different heights. So I've printed out and sewn the petite height. It's got a fab cowl neck, a slanted zip, which was a bit of a pain to put in, I've got to be honest. But I got there, I put the cowl on wrong and had to unpick it. I did one side of the zip wrong and had to unpick it. So my unpicker was on fire, I can tell you. But look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And so pleased I stuck with it. So yeah, another make under my belt. I'm getting there. I'm on target for finishing all my project bags, but it's still early days. Did anyone have a sewing aid that you now need?
Ooh, this is a difficult one. I quite like Julie's little Elisa iron.
This is a really good one, and I'm trying to think now. Did I borrow something off anybody? Do you know what? I'm obviously the gadget queen, so I don't think there was anything that anybody had that I've not got already. So I've saved myself there, haven't I? I won't be going to that place with the A word and buying any new gadgets anytime soon.
We went to I've got the Fiskars snips, which I love, and we went to a sewing shop, and they were using the large sheer versions to cut fabric for their orders, and I did covet those. But no, I think Julie brought her cover stitch machine, which has made me want one of those. I don't know why, just because I haven't got one.
Not a sewing aid as such, but Sequin Girlie Sam brought a book on making different sleeves, and I am definitely going to purchase it because it's just the most simplest explanation of creating really beautiful sleeves from a bog standard sleeve pattern. I've took photographs of the pleated cuff that I really want to make, but I am definitely going to order that book. So I guess it is a sewing aid, but yeah, it's the book on sleeves. I can't remember what it's called because that, you know, my memory.
Yes, I think it is time to invest in some duckbill scissors. I often see them in instructions, I've managed without them, and now I've tried using them, I think I will be getting some. It is
Yes. My honey top Christine came to my rescue with one of those button measurer things, which kind of accordions out and perfectly measures your buttons. I hate sewing on buttons and marking them into place. My pattern piece from Fibre Mood was terrible. I had no idea where those buttons were meant to go, but Christine was great. She said just say where you want your top button and where your bottom button was, and she had the accordion button thing. It's been on my list to buy for ages, came to my rescue today, and I absolutely loved it, and I'm going straight out to go and buy one. So I would say that one, and plus yeah, lots of patterns. Everyone's had wonderful patterns, and I'm going to go buy lots of them now. Just yeah.
It's day 5 in the sewing retreat house.
So today we needed a little bit of a rest again from our sewing frenzy, and we went on a road trip to Kidderminster, and we went charity shop hunting, and I got a few little bits. So I love a good necklace, and I found 3 necklaces that were £2.50 each. A lovely purple one, a cute silver one, and a bit of a holiday vibe with this long line necklace in browns and golds. And on top of those great necklace finds, I also found this. I know, I wondered what it was as well, but it's actually a sock measurer. And I've wanted to knit some socks for a while, so I thought this might come in a little bit handy. Then I found this. Now, it's a cross stitch and it's a beautiful pot of lavender. And then, the knitters among you might appreciate this one. I found this knitting book. How crazy is that cardigan? Now, I don't want to knit that one, but there are some rather nice ones in here. I mean, look at that one. So I paid £2.50 for this book, and there's about 4 jumpers and cardigans that I want to try and knit. Now, it's going to be a challenge because it's using lots of different colours. So when we've done the charity shops in Kidderminster, we whizzed over to a local fabric shop. Can't remember the name, I will pop it below, but it was a bit of an Aladdin's cave. I, for one, was overwhelmed, and I'll pop an image up here of a little vlog that I did while I was there. It was floor to ceiling fabric, and I had to walk around about 3 times before I got it straight in my head what I actually wanted to look at. So what did I buy? I wanted to make a bestie bag. I've resisted it, but I found this fabric that's got flamingos all over it and it says "Hello Summer," and I just thought it was absolutely perfect for the bestie bag, and I have made it, but I'll be showing you that in another vlog. So I got that fabric, and then I got this fabric for the lining of the bestie bag. Then Sam and Julie found some amazing viscose fabric, but it had run out, so I missed out on that one. But I got this. How gorgeous is that going to look in a floaty summer dress? So really chuffed with that buy. £5 a metre, absolute bargain. And then I want to make a jacket for the spring and summer, so I got some beautiful orange and turquoise check fabric to make myself a little jacket for the spring and summer months when it's a little bit chilly, which is a lot of the time, isn't it? So let's go to today's question in the diary room. Of all the amazing garments made, which one was your favourite and who made it?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to say Julie with her lovely floral jacket, because I can't remember the name of the jacket. I think it's a Hudson jacket. I can't remember the name of it, but it is gorgeous and I absolutely love it. That floral brocade pattern with the lining, the colours were just spot on, the matching, the execution of it. Lots of debate over the buttons, but otherwise fantastic make. Really loved it. I want to make one myself now. It's been a blur, to be honest. It's been a blur of excellence, and it's difficult to comment on which one I prefer or I like, because everybody's style is different and they work to their style, and that also makes you appreciate that style, fashion, it doesn't matter. You do your thing.
This is really difficult because I like a lot of them, but I think I would say the jacket, the jacquard jacket that Julie made. I think it looks absolutely fabulous, and I think she'll look gorgeous at Plymouth Frocktails when she wears it.
Okay, so there are two. Oh gosh. There are two that stand out, although there have been some absolutely fantastic garments made. The two that I think I would want to repeat them are for two different reasons. The first one was the fabric choice, and that was Sequin Girlie Sam's peony dress. I just thought that fabric was so beautiful, so beautiful. The second one was the Sirocco jumpsuit dress that Sam made, because just to pull something like that out of your head and use the bodice and create a completely different look in a beautiful fabric choice. Again, I was a little bit struck by it.
Tricky, there's two. They're both jackets, and both Christine and Julie have made fantastic jackets this week. Julie's made a lined one, which is something else that I've been putting off, and I was watching Julie construct that, which was giving me encouragement, and Christine making one with a diagonal zip, which was phenomenal. Actually, there is a thing I forgot, Big Brother, I need to confess. I forgot the fabric that I was supposed to use in a collaboration with Christine. But what Christine made with hers was phenomenal.
This is a difficult one because there's been some beautiful garments made this week. Sam's made some amazing dresses. Kate has made the most gorgeous blouse. But I think the pattern that is going to stand out for me is Julie's jacket. Oh, she's made it for her Frocktails in Plymouth event, and the fabric, the detail and the fit is mwah. So
It's day 6 in the Sewing Retreat house.
I just want to show you everybody's workstation. I'm not telling you whose it is, you've got to try and guess. So this is workstation number 1. Lots of fabric out. Who do we think sat at this chair? Now workstation number 2. This one's very tidy indeed. Everything has been put away. So who's the tidy vlogger who sat here? Oh wow, another tidy workstation. Are there any clues on fabrics? Oh, there's some on the chair hiding there. Oh, and this vlogger has got a beautiful caddy. Whose caddy is that? And an amazing sewing machine as well, I've got to say. Vlogger number 4. Some bright coloured fabric there, might be a little clue. A brother sewing machine. Who do we think has sat here? And then vlogger number 5 has got an amazing setup. She's bought her own table for her overlocker. Oh, some interesting fabric. Might be for a child, there's a clue. Quite tidy. So, at the end of the week, I will reveal who's sat where, so stay tuned.
Sadly, it's day 7, the final day in the Sewing Retreat house.
So we survived 7 days of living together and sewing together and really got to know each other on a completely different level, because watching people vlog and how they are in real life can be a little bit different, and it was so interesting. I made a good friend in Julie from Julie Sews Her Own Clothes, and she lives in Essex, which is a good probably 6-hour drive, correct me if I'm wrong Julie, from where I live in Lancashire, and we would have never met but for vlogging and going on this retreat. We sewed up a storm between us, clocking up a whacking 29 garments in 7 days. I nicked the lists that we had hung up. We did a honk the horn. Every time you finished a garment, you wrote it up on the board and honked that horn, which kept everybody going and made it so much fun. So 29 garments. Let's see who racked up the most. In first place, we had Sam from Sequin Girlie Creates, who made an amazing 9 garments in total. Then I snuck in second place with 7 garments. It would have been 8, but my Aspen dress didn't go up because it was an epic fail. Then we had Kate from Ripper Seams, who honked that horn 5 times. We had Julie from Julie Sews Her Own Clothes, who also honked the horn 5 times, which was really amazing considering the amount of time she spent on that beautiful jacket that she made. Then we had Laura, who honked twice, and then our amazing sewing critic, Mary, who honked once. But to be fair to Mary, she did spend quite a lot of her time helping everybody out and making sure their garments fitted perfectly. So let's reveal who was sat in which seat at the sewing retreat. You'll remember earlier on I took you on a little sneaky peek of people's workstations, and the results are in. So workstation 1 was Sam, Sequin Girlie. Workstation number 2 was Laura, So Very Laura. Workstation number 3 was the lovely Julie from Julie Sews Her Own Clothes. Number 4 was mine. And number 5 was Kate's from Ripper Seams. So there we go, the end of the week, and I'm back home in my little sewing space, all on my own again, thinking about all the fun that we had. And when I'm feeling a little bit lonely, I'm even going to watch this vlog and then reminisce. But also all the other vloggers, so there's 4 more vloggers who are all doing their very own take on the sewing retreat. So please go and watch them as well. I will bob links to their channels below, and I will set a playlist up where all the vlogs from the retreat will be popped in so that you can find them easily. So, will we do it again? I flipping well hope so, because I had a blast and I want to go there again. Maybe tomorrow? Oh, no. Lots on this month. So, yeah, maybe later in the year or next year we'll all meet up again and have some sewing fun. Hope you've enjoyed my little Big Brother style vlog, and I will see you on Thursday when we're going to do the catwalk show. Yes, you heard me right. We did a catwalk show of our favourite garments, and I'm going to show that on Thursday, and then I'll be doing a review of the garments that I wore on the catwalk and give you some in-depth info on how I got the fit perfect. So take care, have a lovely sewing week, love you loads, bye.